ready.
Oh man!
Oh, what's wrong, Grant?
I think my favourite's definitely Jace in the bunny outfit.
You can fuck
That's
off,
my
Bob.
favorite as well.
I had so much fun doing those.
Yeah, we do.
Christmas memories, right, guys? Christmas memories, all the fun. Like, you remember that time, Bob? We went chasing after in the old Jason's yard and tried to put the Christmas tree lights up, and there he comes jumping up the bushes, ready to kill us. And then he caught me and had me upside down. It was horrible.
Yeah. You were doing it so many of them yesterday. I was starting to get to that point where I was thinking I was going to have to remind everybody it was your birthday.
Yeah, well, that was, to be fair, that was the first day. The first day I really kind of laid it on. I was like, damn, these are really good. I mean, they're like really meme type quality pictures. And just to know everybody's personalities, and I was able to place them right at the right moment, I was just like, yeah, this is like comedy gold here. And we all know how much Jace hates Christmas, and here he is on a Christmas show celebrating with us.
Merry Christmas Day.
And the Christmas hat.
And to be fair, at the very end of the story of the Grinch, he did actually start to like Christmas.
Nay.
If he flies across the room because his heart starts beating.
We still got a couple of days to work on. So how's everybody been? I know we've been kind of like taking a break from everything for a while. How's everybody been?
Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
good. Good.
Is it busy at you guys' cribs?
Definitely.
To be honest, the last couple of days we've been going out trying to get little bits of food in and stuff like that. And I don't know what it's like where you guys live, but it's like everybody gets within a few days of Christmas, and you'd think that the world was about to run out of food. And so all the shopping centres and everything, it just becomes gridlocked with cars. It's an absolute nightmare. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to that time when they all shut and everybody gets indoors and just locks themselves away for a few days.
Yeah, I'm here.
I do that all the time. It's like a constant holiday over here. I'm always locked away. It's like I'm like always in a Christmas dungeon now.
To be fair, you need to be locked away.
To be fair, I'm about burnt out on the Christmas stuff too. I'm glad it's about over. To be honest with you, I am. I'm glad it's about. I still got one more show left. I mean, wait, that's any holiday though. Fuck you. You're excited when it starts, and then when it gets closer to the end of the holiday, like Christmas, you're ready for it to end.
Mm-hmm.
So what day are we on? Wednesday? I'm already bored.
I mean, don't you have like? We all know that you have hobbies, right? We know you had a campaign going not too long ago against anti-masturbating campaign.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah.
So we just got to find your hobby, is all.
Anti every commercialised holiday there is. There you go. Done.
Can we like?
Valentine. Fuck it. Easter. Fuck it.
What about New Year, Jace?
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
What about your birthday, Jace? Fuck it.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I'm another year older.
Well,
Closer to attention.
I'm sure you're.
pirate.
If you're anything like me, I remind myself all the time how old I am.
I know how old I am by the time I get out of bed because every bone in my body creaks and makes me sound like a transformer. I'm half expecting Optimus Prime or Megatron to come through the fucking door.
Look, it's Bumblebee.
Hey.
I sound like a ratchet strap.
So we got plans tonight to try to attempt. We haven't rehearsed this at all. It was just an idea for us to do, but we didn't rehearse it. But we're going to try at some point tonight to read the Night Before Christmas. We're going to attempt that tonight. We're going to have Jace's jolly old self starting us off tonight, and I'll be ending the story. But we're going to attempt it. We're going to attempt without any kind of rehearsals. Bob is a trained professional. He used to read it to his boys all the time, right?
Yeah, but you know, I have other people each side of us, so you have to make sure that the timing's all right. You see, you know, you have to pick up on the bit when you're due to come in there, and
then we're screwed. We're screwed because we're all off on our timing.
Yeah,
I'm all right. I've got the first part.
Would it be entertaining if we were perfect? Come on.
oh, it'd be amazing.
Do we know our turns, actually? I don't know when I'm actually going, so...
Yeah.
Am I second? Really?
You're second, Ina.
Then
Okay.
it's Dawn, and then it's the Bob.
Yeah, I'll just have to wait until you stop talking, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, it's my cue.
There you go.
Yeah.
Basically.
We definitely
Yeah.
rehearse this.
Just so anybody who's watching this knows, because you know, as you'll have spotted, we all wearing Christmas hats. Ina lives in Greece. She's come as Rudolph the Christmas Mouse. With the red ears, so she's sorted. You were going to tell us before the start, Ina, about Greek traditions.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you all about it. If you are willing to hear it, actually.
Go for it, shine.
Okay, let me fix my hair. Okay. Yeah, I needed this. zooming. Okay. Here in Greece, we have, not on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve, we have the Christmas carols. So actually, what happens is kids from age like 7 to, I've seen 30s. I've seen guys in 30s do it. But yeah, no, actually until like, I don't know, 16. So they knock on your door and they like sing carols and they expect you to give them money. So every household the day before Christmas makes like a lot of change because you have to give them like coins. And yeah, people knock on the door all day and you have to like hear the same fucking carol for the 18th time and be like, okay. Actually, I've got to the point where I open the door like, yeah, it's fine. Just go, please. And for the past few years, I'm not even answering the door anymore. I'm not.
Well, this year could give them a coin and COVID.
Yeah. I'm gonna open the door wearing a mask and be like, just leave. No,
If
not gonna do it.
mind, that's something they don't do that here in the States anymore. I know it used to be a tradition years and years and years ago, but we don't do. There's no Christmas carolers around here.
It's in all the films, isn't it? They always have Christmas carolers or something
But
like that. So
I've never seen a group of Christmas carolers in my life. I don't think.
is
Yeah,
that
but
because round your way they get mugged on the way by possums?
I mean, to be fair, they might get shot by Krampus's posse.
That's it. What's the carol of choice then, Ian, around in Greece?
What do you mean?
What do they all sing? If you get so sick of the same song, what's the song they all singing?
There are like 3 or 4 songs and they like rotate. That's it. But it's
Like
the
what?
same. And they always pick the same verse. Everybody's like they said, like 18 verses, they pick all the same one. It's like, okay.
Come on, let's have a rendition. What's the song?
What's the song? Give us a little bit of taste of a Christmas song, Ina.
How does it go?
Sleigh bells,
Just let me think.
jingle bells.
Actually, yeah, I think it's like Jingle Bells, but in Greek, it's like Trigona Kalada Stigitonia. Yeah, it is. It is
Catchy.
Jingle Bells. Yeah.
Don't stop. Give us like the first verse and the chorus of it in Greek.
That's as far as I'm letting them go. They say that, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Next.
So come on, let's have that line again so we know what Greek is for jingle bells.
I'm sorry, what?
What's Greek for jingle bells?
Trigona Kalada, but it's not a translation. It means something totally different. Because Trigona is the triangle that we actually,
Like the dinner bell.
Do you have like a triangle? Like you hold it and you like do this. And,
Musical instrument, yeah.
yeah, it's really cool actually because I can play it. It's the only musical instrument I can play. It's not that difficult. Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Yeah,
Bob
but
will
they-
understand my comment in a minute. All right, Baldrick. If you've ever watched Blackadder, you'll know.
Blackadder is a classic.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
it's a old program with Rowan Atkinson, who plays Mr. Bean, who is the guy that played Baldrick. Basically, Baldrick
Tony
he could
Robinson.
only ever play. Yeah, that was it. Tony got his name already. You just said it.
Robinson.
That's it. Tony Robinson. The only instrument he could play was a triangle. And anyone who can only play a triangle is called a baldrick.
Interesting.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Actually, a whistle is an instrument.
It's true.
It is.
It's true.
It is. It's not hard.
Can you whistle?
No.
No.
I'm just thinking, I could accompany Ina on kazoo and she could sing Jingle Bells.
What a
Yeah.
great. What
Yeah,
a great
that could
idea.
happen.
Right, come on, let's have a go at this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
In Greek?
Ina is
Greek?
lead vocalist of a highly acclaimed band.
Just wait.
She's going to wet a whistle.
I would do like a live gargle, but I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna be funny. Anyway,
Right, just tune me kazoo.
just give me a tone. Like,
Right.
just 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey,
You're out of time.
yeah, that's perfect. We should like record this.
Absolutely.
It could be a winner.
It is recorded. It is being technically. Give it after the show. Give it 5 minutes, and the whole world will be able to see it. That was a beautiful rendition of Jingle Bells, guys.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I can dare bet that if I put it in a quiz tomorrow, Sid still wouldn't guess which song it was.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Is it in the quiz tomorrow?
There is no quiz.
And it's Thursday. Yeah.
So
My bad.
since we had that rendition of Christmas song, we've already had that was really good, by the way, guys. I really, that was really, you play that kazoo like you're a trained professional, Bob.
Well, I've been practicing.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm such an enthusiast. I've got 4.
You bought 4 kazoos?
Yeah. Yeah, they all come in different colours, you see. So you've got a red one. Right.
He had 4.
He had 4. Yeah.
How many kazoo can you fit in your mouth?
Professional, you see.
Yeah.
Look at
That
us,
was-
family. We're
that
making
was, yeah.
traditions.
That was a B flat.
Our holiday tradition right here is watching Bob every year and now start stuffing kazoos in his mouth.
Yep.
That'd be another quiz question. What is the world record for kazoos in the mouth?
I want to
16. I'm very positive that it's 16. I'm telling you. I'm just.
She owns it.
Somebody Google that shit.
All of a sudden, she puts mouse ears on her head, and all of a sudden, she knows questions already.
Yeah. I know my shit, actually. Yeah.
She does, except for time.
Well,
We all have our kryptonite. We all have our kryptonite.
yeah.
That's it.
Should we play a music video, guys, and come back and chat some more?
Let's do it.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
I think we're going to play some Blitz and see if we can get our old buddy Grinch here to believe in Christmas. Guys, we'll be right back. This is Blitz with I Believe in Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and Santa's elves screamed, "Turn up those guitars and live your rock and roll dreams."
I believe in miracles underneath the mistletoe. just like the snowman said, never trust an elf with a flamethrower at your head.
Yeah, ho ho ho.
That's still a good Christmas song, that, isn't it? Really.
It really is. It really is a good. For me, it's one of my favorites actually.
Yeah, I think so.
They just really. It doesn't sound like your typical Christmas song. There's nothing really in it that makes me feel like it's like you get a lot of rock bands covering like old Christmas tunes like Jingle Bells and that you can hear it. You just I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, I guess, but they did a pretty good job. They did a good job. I think it doesn't sound nothing like. I guess something you could play all year round. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Brits are a great band, though.
They are a good band.
Yeah, they are a good band. To be fair, that song, although I don't like Christmas, it is catchy.
It really
doesn't
is.
mean I like it. It's just catchy.
It's
I think it holds up against other Christmas songs. Just put it that way, certainly.
Yeah,
I do too. Jace, you couldn't have always been this grumpy when it comes to Christmas, right? Was you born? Did you come out of Mama's womb this way?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that must have been painful.
For everybody except for me, yeah.
Surely you have some fond Christmas memories, right? Like maybe one Christmas that you're like, you was like really excited to get such and such gift.
I mean, don't get me wrong. As a kid, yeah, Christmas was a wonderful time of year because it is. Because it's Christmas. It's special. You're getting presents and everything like that. However, as you get older, you start seeing that actually Christmas, in my opinion, isn't that great. I mean, everyone puts a lot of emphasis on giving and everything else like that at Christmas. However, what about the rest of the year? What about the rest of the love for the human race before that? And I think it's just become an over-commercialised thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I like watching Christmas films. I mean, my favourite is the original Santa Claus with Dudley Moore. That's probably one of my favourite Christmas films of all time because that reminds me of my childhood. Die Hard, legendary. No one can dispute that Die Hard is not a Christmas film.
Why isn't it?
Exactly. Why isn't it? I mean, he comes home to see his family. It's Christmas Eve. He saves Nakatomi Plaza, although he does kill Alan Rickman, which is a shame. But, and it's Christmas. So it's a Christmas film.
Let's talk about that for a second, guys. There is a lot of Christmas films out. Well, okay, there's a lot of movies that are up for debate of whether or not they're actual could be considered Christmas films, like the Die Hard. It's a big debate whether people think it's a Christmas movie or not. Bruce Willis says it's absolutely not a Christmas movie, but I have to say that it is. Just like Batman Returns with Michael Keaton. You've got the Christmas trees. Okay, I think it's a Christmas movie. I mean, there's no Santa in it, but it's a Christmas movie. I mean, there's Christmas stuff in it. It reminds me of Christmas.
And of course, I'm going to be the big kid. I love A Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack Skellington. It's a Halloween movie, but hey, it's Christmas for me. I watch it every Christmas.
I mean, as a kid, the films that I used to watch, you'd always get Star Wars. Always. What I call the first three, which is obviously 4, 5, and 6. 6 being the Ewoks, Return of the Jedi. You then get the trilogy of Back to the Future. You then get Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Then you get Santa Claus, and then you get the Snowman program as well. And those were the iconic Christmas films as a child during the early 80s.
And Gremlins.
And Gremlins, yeah.
I love Gremlins.
I forgot
No,
about
James, I'm not in my shed.
Gremlins, I watch it every year for Christmas. Am I the only one, really?
Well,
no,
yeah, I mean, Gremlins, I'd probably agree. Yeah, definitely. It is a Christmas film, especially the one,
Yes,
the second one when they're in New York.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not a big fan of Christmas movies per se. I don't have like a tradition where there's one certain movie that I'll watch every single year. I know here in the States, or like I think it's like TBS or something, if I'm not mistaken, on cable, they stream like the Christmas Story 24 hours that whole day, every day on repeat all day long. I'm just not into that. I guess I don't know. I have some favorite Christmas movies that I would sit and watch that would remind me of my childhood, like A Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. It's one of my favorite. I love the Christmas Story. I love the Christmas Story. One of my favorite parts is the whole lamp scene. I mean, I like these movies, but do I have a tradition? I don't. Maybe I need to change that though with the boys.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
You reintroduce, don't you, for your children? You sort of show them the movies that you liked. I mean, we went through a phase where we would watch the Harry Potter films on the run up to Christmas, which again did not what you would call a traditional Christmas film, but there was always that Christmas time where they would sort of break up and they would have that portion that covered the Christmas. So it just becomes something where you could sit down and work your way through them. This year we haven't watched them because we feel like we've watched them that regularly over recent years that you just like to get something different, you know. Mm-hmm. So this year my wife's been watching all the cheesy Christmas films that come out on some of the free channels. And, have you heard of like Mrs. Miracle or Miracle or whatever it is?
I couldn't do it. I
don't mind them. You just switch your brain off, don't you?
I don't know why. I can't sit through a Christmas movie. I don't like them. Maybe they're just too cheesy for me. I mean, there's some that I like. Like what about Arnold Schwarzenegger's Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, it'll be on that shelf behind there. Got that.
Turbo Man. I like that one. That was a good Christmas flick.
Do you not like Polar Express?
Yeah, that's a good film.
That's a good film. My boys love it. They'll watch that show any day of the week, any time of the year. They absolutely love it.
You've got to remember, as an adult, Sid, Christmas movie time when you've got the kids is nap time. And you just stick one under each arm, defocus on the TV, and you just put your head back and have a quick nap.
Not my two feral animals I have. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get them to sit. I mean, I do get cuddles like those. Like Noah is really now into like watching sports now. He's starting to get more into watching like the NFL. So like Tuesday there was a game on Tuesday, and I can't remember what teams were, but he heard the referee blow his whistle, and he come in like the Roadrunner from fucking Bugs Bunny and shit. Legs just spinning up in the air and shouting and goes, "It's football!" And I'm like, "Yeah, boy!" And I high five you. That's what I'm talking about. But it's funny how kids, like when you look back on it, all the things that they really pick up on that you just don't realize. Mm-hmm. You're not necessarily teaching them. Like I wasn't like my idea was like I'm sitting him down as a little baby just so he can learn to watch American football. He loves watching wrestling. 4 years old, he loves watching wrestling. He'll do this one little finger up in the air for Roman Reigns.
The beast incarnate back. That's all we need to say.
I guess I'm blessed because I'm at that perfect age where now that I'm settled and not so wild and not like always in trouble, that I'm actually able to enjoy these times with the kids. I think I'm more excited for it than I am the kids are.
That happened to me when I had young lads. I would sort of we'd get them gifts, and you'd be sort of like lying there in bed thinking, when are they going to get up? You know, because sometimes they'd sleep longer than you because you're so bloody excited wanting to see how they react. You know, so
there's been times where when I was when they were little, they didn't really make a difference. I just got tired of waiting because they're not going to know what when you're 2 to 3 years old. They don't know what Christmas is, right? So around Christmas Eve, my anxious ass, it's like, man, you know what? Why don't I just bust these? Why don't I just bust these toys out so they wake up on Christmas Eve? They can just play it. They're not going to know what day it is. Now I'm making them wait because I got their clockwork. They go to bed at a certain time. They get up at a certain time. If it's around 6:30, 7 o'clock every morning, so I know when they wake up. They're going to walk right into the living room. They're going to see those presents underneath that tree. They're going to flip out. Noah's going to scream like a little girl in a horror movie.
Recording. You're going to love having those memories.
But that's the trouble. A bit like getting back to what Jace was saying. You get past that age. It only lasts for a certain amount of time, and then obviously you have children then at an age where they can't buy anything for themselves, so they still enjoy it to some extent. And then they get to the age like what mine are, where they sort of in the 20s, and everybody in the family sort of gets to that point where what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. And it ends up just being passing money between each other to go and get what you want. And you think, well, I might as well just keep my money, you keep your money. Why bother? So,
Well, it'd be like, hopefully I'm around long enough to see that. I mean, I'm a late bloomer. When I get my boys get in their 20s, I'll be in my 70s. I won't even recognize them at that age. Who are you? Who are you? Oh, you're here to clean my butt. Okay.
Whack him in the knees with your cane.
yeah. I mean, Christmas Day is pretty much just Sunday lunch with crackers on the table. So.
I think I love Christmas so much because it brings me back to my childhood of the childhood that was important for me, and was when my grandmother was alive. It at that point in time in my life, everything was, I want to say, perfect. Everybody was still around. Everybody was still alive. I was still that little kid, the innocent little kid that didn't know anything, no different from right from wrong. All I knew at that time was that he was loved by his family. I loved my grandmother to death. So I when I think of Christmas, I think of her. I think of spending time with her and spending time with my family when they was together and spending time with the people that were still alive in my life that I don't have now. There's a lot of people that are gone now. So this time of year kind of brings me back to that time, to where everything was kind of perfect in your little young life. I remember my very first Christmas gift. I can remember. It was my grandmother was alive. She gave me there was this old cartoon back in the 80s called Dungeons and Dragons. And I always wanted the complete set. I wanted the castle, I wanted the knight, I wanted the bad guy, I wanted all the little cronies. And I tell you, if it wasn't for my grandma, she was bound and determined between her and my dad to give me every single figure from that toy set. And I was the happiest little dude that you could ever see.
That's
Making
very
me sad,
nice.
but happy. Happy, sad. And that's what Christmas is about, right? It's the memories and making memories with your family.
I think my most memorable gift from childhood was probably, do you remember Evel Knievel?
I do.
You used to be able to get Evel Knievel on a bike that stood on this sort of red thing where you wound it up, and then you'd press this button and it'd shoot off, and it'd jump over things. And I remember me and one of my brothers, my brother went hunting for presents and found these Evel Knievels. And of course, I was young still, but he didn't want to get into trouble on his own for finding them. So he said, "Hey, come have a look at these. This is what we've got." And I thought, "Oh, this is great." So I went and told my mother that I was looking forward to playing with Evel Knievel. And she kind of went ballistic. Spoiled Christmas. But, that's what happens.
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure everybody here sitting here has attempted to go into the parents' room and try to tear into the wrapping paper to see what we got.
Yeah, guilty.
No,
Not me.
No, I didn't have to. They weren't wrapped at
I
the
was
time.
totally guilty. Damn it, I was mean. I'm not gonna lie, I was mean as hell. I remember one of my favorite gifts was not actually my gift. It was my brother's gift. Well, I didn't like baby dolls, and I kept getting fucking baby dolls. I just wanted to play race car track with my brothers. Well, they wouldn't play with me because I was a girl. So I took their damn race car track apart and beat them with it. So they wouldn't play with me. I was mean. Mom, I'm so glad my brothers still love me. When they really should have hated me. I was mean as shit.
No. Can relate. I can't remember a single Christmas where I was actually happy. I was always sad. It was so traumatic for me because my parents would buy me presents. My parents, Santa would buy me presents, and I always ended up ruining them. I remember this one time they bought me like a toy dog whose name was Gogo. He actually had like a pink cord with a remote control, so you could actually take him for a walk. And at some point, I just wanted him to like run. So I took a pair of scissors and I cut the cord. And for some reason, he never walked again. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And then, actually, to stop me from crying, my parents got me another dog, another toy dog. His name was Azor. He would actually take a few steps and then just like a spin, like whatever. And at some point, I thought maybe he's hungry. Maybe I should feed him something. So I took a Cheetos and stuffed it in his mouth. And then I said, okay, I need to do something about this. So I put him under like the faucet and I turned on the water so he can actually drink some water to get it down. Yeah, and I ruined it too. Actually, then my grandfather, to cheer me up, he said, don't worry, I got you a great present. I was like, yeah, what is it? And he said, there's books. It's like stories and fairy tales. And I'm like, books. Really,
Oh, I
Grandpa?
loved it.
Books. And I made him feel so guilty that he actually took me to the store and he said, okay, pick any Barbie you want. And I said, no, Grandpa, I want to be your gift. Just buy me something. And he bought me Jasmine and Aladdin with a magic carpet. And I thought I was okay about it. And I brought it back home. And I opened like the box. And then I saw it. It hit me. They didn't have joints. How is Jasmine gonna be on all fours, Grandpa? What the hell? It was really important to me. My dolls should have joints.
I think
should,
every
like-
dog should have a joint.
Then
Maybe Aladdin was on Viagra.
Jace, what about you, buddy? Do you have a favorite gift that you remember above all the other ones as a kid?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, every year your taste in toys changes, doesn't it? So you go off about it all year, going, I want this, I want this, I want this. Santa then comes down the chimney, gives you a bag of coal or your toy, depending on whether you've been good or bad. Normally I was bad, so. But, you'd get that toy and you'd think, yeah, this is great. And then you'd then move to the next year and you go, well, I want this now. And then you get something else. So every year, yeah, of course, whatever I got given, I was appreciative for and I enjoyed it for the amount of time that I enjoyed it until I went over to the next year.
I
But
guess.
which one sticks in your mind the most? Which one do you remember the most?
I guess.
I mean, this is like you asking me what are my top 5 bands, Bob. I can't
You
tell
don't
you.
want to say Peaches and Cream Barbie, do you?
Strawberry
Oh,
shortcake.
sorry for it, Bob.
I mean, he's this big, tough pirate, but I've just got this image now of him sitting there. He's got Peaches and Cream Barbie and Crystal Ken. And he's and you're having a nice wedding,
The question I've
And
got
then
to ask
Action
you,
Man comes in and shoots the crap out of them.
how do you know about Barbies and Crystal Kens?
I'll tell you because I am one of 5. So I grew up with 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So we've seen a lot.
So I think we should take a brief break. I played a little quick video. We'll come back and Jace, did you gather up like a top 10 hidden treasure? No, not this week.
Oh, come on, boss. Of course I did.
So what the idea was, right, was to give you kind of like we're not going to be back on until the next year. So it was kind of like your top 10 of the year, right?
No. Top 10.
You just got a top 10 then.
I've just got a top 10 because each month or each week it changes because they're so goddamn good.
So goddamn good. Merry Christmas, you goddamn fools. What's going on over here? All right, so what I've done is that today, our buddies King Voodoo, the lead singer Jamie, came out with a cover today of a Nickelback song. And it's actually one of my favorite Nickelback songs, actually. It came from the soundtrack from the original Spider-Man movie. It's Hero, where Chelsea Scott and Chad both did the duet. Well, he covered it, and he actually did a really good job. So I'm premiering it tonight for everybody here to watch here at Interdemon Media and what we're doing tonight. But yeah, it's a really good song. We're going to play that, then we'll be right back with some. We're hanging out with us, and we're going to, before the night's over with, we will be trying to attempt to read The Night Before Christmas.
I am so high, I can hear heaven. I am so high, I can hear heaven. Oh, but heaven, no heaven, don't hear me. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of eagles, watch as they all fly away. Someone told me love will save us. But how could that be? Look what love gave us. World full of killing and blood spilling, that world never came. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of eagles, watch as they all fly away. Now that the world is an ending, it's love that I'm sending to you. It isn't the love of a hero, that's why I fear it won't do. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of eagles, watch as they all fly away. And they're watching us, they're watching us, as they all fly away. And they're watching us, they're watching us, as they all fly away. They're watching us, they're watching us, as they all fly away.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was really good.
I
I
love
heard it. I
it.
was like, yeah. I know people get a lot of slack to Nickelback, but they have some really good quality songs out there. To be honest with you, I like Nickelback.
I think they should have called that version there, mind. Spider-Man, Far From a Razor Blade.
Or Spider-Man Stay at Home.
But But no, it was a good cover.
So during Christmas time, right? Family gets together. They have dinner. They exchange gifts. Has anybody ever been part of a family debacle, like a family meltdown during the holidays? I have. What about you guys?
Absolutely.
Like no family, like I can remember as a kid, I was at my mom's side of the family's house, my grandma's, and she gathered up all that side of the family over to her house. And I can remember I was sitting on the floor. I can remember as a little kid, probably about 10, 11. I might have been 12, but I was sitting on the floor with all my little cousins and uncles and nieces and and I can remember. And I'm sitting there just watching them open their gifts. Here's my grandma. She's sitting on her like recliner. She has this really tall ashtray. And she's chain smokes non-filtered cigarettes, right? And it's her turn to open a gift. So she's like, I as you can tell by that description alone, it wasn't a very loving description. She wasn't like my favorite grandma in the world. She was very mean. She was very mean, grumpy. So one of her daughters, as she was opening up her gifts, right? One of her daughters, her name was I'm gonna expose names. Her name was Leova. I commend her for what she done.
What did you say her name was?
Her name was Leova.
I thought you said Beelzebub.
You would have thought that day that she was Satan. So there was back in the day, back in the 80s, there was this like a little quick fad here in the United States that there was these things called the ugly mugs. They had like a really, really ugly fucking like face on this mug. And it was kind of like really briefly during like I don't know if you guys remember the Mad Balls ugly faces that you throw around. Well, it came out right about that time, right? So everybody else is getting like, so I'm sitting out here on the floor. And I open up my gifts and I'm getting like the tubes, like the striped tube socks that goes up to your knees. I got a pack of underwear, and then so it's not that big of a deal, right? So my grandma, she expects like these big extravagant gifts. So as she's opening up the gift from Leova, she's unwrapping. It's a small little box, right? She's unwrapping it. She gets the paper off of it, opens the box, she pulls out this mug, and she was smoking a cigarette at the time, and I remember it so vividly. And her jaw dropped, and the cigarette was still attached to her bottom lip. So she was like, and the cigarette still lit, still burning, attached to her bottom lip, holding this mug up, and she lost her shit in front of everybody. I mean, she's like, what the fuck is this? And she threw it against the wall. Next thing you know, I'm sitting here going, what the fuck is this going on here? I thought it was a cool, like, gift. Like, it looked cool to me. I was like, fuck, I'd take that ugly mug. I mean, I thought it looked cool. She took it and threw it. She starts screaming at her fucking daughter. Next thing you know, they're screaming back at each other. My grandpa jumps up. He starts screaming. They go running out the house. Next thing you know, they're chasing each other like it's the Dukes of Hazzard up and down the fucking street in a vehicle. They're chasing each other in vehicles over this fucking ugly mug. And me being me as a little kid, I'm outside cheering it. I'm like doing this. Get him, Grandpa. Get him, Grandpa. Get him. By the way, you guys got some super glue? I want this ugly mug.
I mean, that sounds fantastic. I mean, there's a memory, isn't it? To create it, even if it's a bad one.
Oh, I thought it was grand. I mean, it might have been bad for her, but just to see her, she was really grumpy old lady. I did not want to go visit her. I didn't want to go with my mom to go see my grandma. There was a time that I had to spend just a weekend there, and I cried the whole fucking time. I sat in this fucking room, and all you would hear is this police scanner going off in the background all the time, all day long, 24/7, a fucking police scanner. And I'm like, fuck, man. And then she was just grumpy. A grumpy old lady. So I thought it was like fitting that she got it.
I'm just glad that I'm not the only one that had to deal with that. The police scanner all the time. I was wondering if it was just me.
No, it wasn't just you. I hate that. I hate that shit. I hated it as a kid. It was, and if it didn't say anything, these two old fucks would get all bent out of shape. They'd go into, because it was in their bedroom. They would get up. They would walk into the room bitching at each other because it was quiet. For 1 minute, there was no crime going on in the city. And they get pissed off and they start fighting each other to get into the bedroom, make sure that the doll hasn't moved for the scanner. And I'm just as little kid just laughing my ass off. What the fuck is it? What is this?
If there's no drama, we'll create some, right?
I mean, and that was during Christmas. I hated going over there for Christmas time. I never got anything I wanted. It was always socks. Socks.
I don't know. It's memories, though. It's still a memory, if nothing else, isn't it? You know. So
I thought, like I said, I thought it was a fun memory.
Yeah. It's different, but you see, you have these things as kids. You sort of grow up and you enjoy it because all the pressures on the adults who are cooking meals or trying to get everything organised and keep everybody up. You just get on and play as a kid, and then you become an adult yourself, and you just realise how much work's involved. I mean, I remember when our kids were young, we'd invite relations to come and have meals at our house because the kids don't want to leave the toys that they've got. So you'd stand around them on cooking and making food, getting it ready, and say, right, we're going to have our meal around about this time. And the other guys in the family would be, right, come on, we'll all go to the pub for the traditional Christmas drink or something like that. Turn up about an hour late for the meal. So you've tried to keep it all ready for them, and then they turn up and they've drank that much beer that they don't want to eat anyway because they're already full. And you think, what the hell was all that for? Yeah, so it causes nothing but a nightmare. So, but that's families.
And now, as adults, we see the pressure that they were up under. That's why a lot of us get grumpy because now it's up to us to make the magic happen.
And those moments in our childhood when my parents couldn't get us anything, and I can remember those times where my parents couldn't get me a damn thing for Christmas, but it never bothered me. You know, I can remember my dad coming to me and saying, you know what, I lost my job, I got laid off, I can't afford much Christmas, but I want to get you something. What do you want? I was like, Dad, you know, I don't need anything, but if you want to get me something, get me this was 1989, I believe. Yeah, it was during the very first Batman movie when it came out on VHS. I was like, Dad, if you want to get me anything, give me the Batman VHS tape. And sure as the world, on Christmas Day, I already knew what I was getting. I was getting the Batman VHS tape, and he ended up getting me the movie poster too, and I was just happy with that. But just knowing that, like you said, the stress that comes with Christmas time and getting the gifts, isn't it just immense? Imagine being a parent saying to your kids, I can't get you guys nothing this year.
Yeah. Or them thinking that Santa Day was bad or something. I've never lied to my kid about Santa. I let him make his own mind up, and when he asked me the hard truth, I told him.
See, when we were bringing ours up, what we did is you would obviously get presents that would come in from places and we'd put them under the tree or something like that. So we always said that the majority of the family, the presents come from family so that they knew who to thank and where they'd come from. And we would say that if you'd been really good, then you would get one from Santa. It wasn't that they were delivering everything. That way they learned to appreciate that the gifts were actually coming from family members. So.
The memories of Christmas. You gotta love them, good or bad.
All joys. Yeah.
All joys. Because you look back, and even on the bad Christmas, you look back, and there's a lesson to be learned there. You know, just because you can't afford a gift for Christmas, like with my dad, just knowing at that time that it was just enough for me to know that he felt bad and he loved us, and he was going to do what he could, and I was happy with it.
Well, yeah, to be honest, also, I mean, kids, it isn't, we try to impress them nowadays. I think we give a lot more than what we got when we had our childhood, and our parents probably got a lot less when they were young. But I remember years when we bought our kids presents and they'd come in big boxes, and Christmas Day you'd sort of dig them out and start building the stuff up. Take an hour and a half to put it together, this bit of plastic, and you turn around and find that the kids are sitting in the cardboard box having fun and pretending it's a train. You know, anything.
Yeah.
I still do that now. I do that now. Jace, you want to get to your? Let's do your top 10 hidden treasures. Want to, Jace? Are you ready for it?
Always ready, boss.
Let me pull up your little special. Well, no, I'll just let you go right into it. You just go right into it, buddy.
No intro today. Oh,
Do you want the intro? Do you want the intro?
all right.
Too
No,
late. Too bad. There you go,
See?
buddy.
It makes it special now.
It is special.
There you go. Right, ladies and gents, another top 10 for the end of the year. We're not on next year, next month, next week, are we, boss?
No, sir.
No, so this is definitely the final one for the year. Okay, up first we've got, this made me laugh. I've never heard of this band before, however, I was intrigued, so I listened to them. Seagull Intervention. So deathcore outfit Seagull Intervention have just released their new single, Forlorn, and it's off their up-and-coming album, White Hole Interaction, which is due for release later in January. Interesting band. If you like a little bit of deathcore, you will like them, and the name will definitely stick in your head. Seagull Intervention. But they are brutal. Next up, we've got theatrical heavy metal band The Dude. They've just released their new single, 13. If you're a fan of Pantera, 9 Inch Nails, and Mushroom Head, another band that you need to get your earlobes round. Up next, we've got a top-quality German melodic death metal band, Aeon of Awareness. They've just released their new single, Tikor. Apologies if I don't pronounce it correctly. Okay, but if you're a fan of bands such as Wolf Heart or Deserted Fear, another top-quality band. At the minute, the European scene really is hitting the stratosphere at the minute. So many top-quality bands coming out of Europe. Up next, though, we've got another metalcore outfit, No Hope for the Lost. They've just released their new album, The Pilgrimage. If you're a fan of Periphery, Meshuggah, and Deftones, you're definitely going to want to enjoy these. These guys are absolutely amazing. Washington's own Snipers of Babel have just released their new single, The Element, another top-quality track, and that's being aired. That was aired on yesterday on the House of Pain, and it will get aired next week on the Metal Moose. Another top-quality track. Up next is a bit of Dragon Breed, another melodic death metal band, and they're about to release their new album. I'm not even going to pronounce the name. They're about to release their new album. I can't pronounce the names, so I do apologise. However, another top-quality band. I listened to their music earlier today, and yeah, it blew me away. Up next, we've got number 7. We've got 7 9s and 10s. They've just released their new single, Throwing Rocks at Mediocrity, and it's off their forthcoming album, Over Opiated. Really long name. Over Opiated in a Forest of Whispering Speakers. Really long name, so I do apologise. However, having listened to these guys as well, 7 9s and 10s, yeah, you're going to love it. Up next, we've got the Canadian Caveat, prog heavy metalers. They've just released their new album, Alchemy, and it's due for release. They're about to release, their new album, Alchemy, which is going to come out February 11th. If you're a fan of Opeth and Vile Cynic, you're going to love them. Trendkill have just released their long-awaited heavy thrash album. And if you're a fan of good old thrash metal, you're definitely going to want to listen to Trendkill. I've listened to Trendkill recently, and damn, these fine gents really do nail it. And then up last, which was released just recently, the UK's own 6 Feet Below have just released their new single, which is a cover of Black Sabbath's War Pigs. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and that's getting a spin next week on the house as well. Other than that, boss, this year has been absolutely rammers with top quality New Breed Underground up and coming artists that have been hitting it, and December and the Christmas period really hasn't stopped. And next year, there is going to be loads more, of which a lot of those bands that I've mentioned will be coming on Speak of the Devil. I haven't got the dates yet, but there is loads. So I'm really excited for next year. 2022 is definitely going to come at you with a bang. Other than that, boss, nothing else.
I like how I said bang, coming at you with a bang, 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 bang.
Oh yeah,
It's a really good band. We used to work a lot with 6 Feet Below, didn't we?
We did, and I'm actually playing that single as well on the next shows. They've done a good job.
Very good.
It's good to see that they're getting the wheels starting to turn again and starting to move along with some music again. I really enjoyed what they put out before. That's their song "You." They had what 2 or 3 songs. What was the other the third song the last one they just released? Ascension.
There's Ascension. Yeah.
That was another great song too. I mean, so I'm glad I've seen that the guys are getting their selves get back to getting some music out there again. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, the single that they've just released really is it's one, it's Black Sabbath. 2, it's 6 Feet Below. So the combination of both.
But you can hear Black Sabbath, can't you? Even in the vocals, you can hear Black Sabbath. You know, so
yeah.
And that says a lot if Bob's playing it on his show, because we all know that he's not a huge fan of covers.
That's it.
So it must be. I haven't heard anything from it yet. I have not. I know that they released it, but I haven't heard anything. I save it so when it gets played on the radio. If not, I'll burn myself
next
out.
Monday and next Tuesday.
There we go. Schedule time to listen to it. So, in the spirit of Christmas, guys, we're going to wrap tonight's show off, and we won't be back until next year. But we got one hell of a lineup coming, you guys, at you for next year. There's going to be some great shows coming at you. But then Into the Fire, Talking with the Demons, and Speak of the Devil, plus the radio shows at Inner Demon Media. You guys, we thank you guys who's tuned in and supported us through this last year. We've seen this what we've done grow so fast and so quickly within the last year, because we're only a year old, and this is really like our official first Christmas as Inner Demon Media. As the team that we have here, so it's really nice to see the support we've gotten from everybody, and now we've got this nice little group of individuals that are part of the Inner Demon team, like Southern Flame, Ina, our resident Grinch, always as well, my buddy Bob. You guys have been around for a while. We've managed to stay together for this past year, and I want to say thank you guys. I know you're fairly new to it, Southern. Dawn, I'm calling you Dawn. I can't call you Southern Flame.
It's fine with me, boss.
But I know you have been around very long, for a month or so. But we do appreciate you being part of what we're doing as well. Just like everybody out there who's followed us, helped us grow, shared every show out, help support these bands. Where our goal has always been from the very beginning is giving bands an outlet to get their music heard, and we have achieved that this year, and I cannot wait to see what next year lays ahead for us.
It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you.
So that being said, we're going to try to attempt to do The Night Before Christmas. I mean, if it's anything like the kazoo and the jingle bells in Greek,
Wait, we need a drum roll.
we're
Jingle bells.
Are we going to have music in the background?
But we're going to try to attempt that. That being said, thank you guys all for tuning in. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We have one last show for the end of the year for Delinquents Ball. It's my Christmas special that I'm doing. I will be there live, not recorded. I'll be there live, so come join me. And the rest of the cast here, they're always in the chat with us. Come check us out on InnerDemonMedia.com tomorrow for the last Christmas show of the year. And then we're going to kick things off, like I said, fresh and new in January. That being said, let's do this, guys. Jace, are you ready, buddy?
Always ready, boss.
All right, lead us off with The Night Before Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long, long winter's nap.
Aww.
Ina.
When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. I waited to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver, so lovely and quick. I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle and mount to the sky. Up to the rooftops his coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed in all fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tattered with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of the pipe, his head tied in his teeth, and he smoked it. It encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk. And laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to the sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove flown out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and all a good night."
Good night.
You guys, thank you once again for hanging out with us, all your support. You guys, thank you guys for being part of what we do here at Inner Demon Media. You guys have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas, and we will see you in January. Here is to 2022, guys. You guys have a great night. We will see you next year.
Bye, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Have a good one.
Happy holidays.